Ravenscroft has finally given middle school and upper school students Chromebooks, but there are still many questions about these Chromebooks, like internet speed, what will happen to other computers. So, Nevarmore Online has went to Chief Technology Officer Jason Ramsden, asked them these questions, and we have gotten some answers.
Well, we chose the Chromebooks specifically because we had moved to Google Apps for Education, and so they were the least costly way for us to give a device to every student that actually had a full keyboard and could work with Google Docs easily. Not all devices can do that, and so it was a quick way for us to get a device in the hands of every student.
Are there any concerns about the Chromebooks, like internet speed from the increase of traffic or bugs or glitches?
Well, we actually in the upper school, we tripled our number of access points, our Wi-Fi coverage, and we doubled it in the middle school. But we are still seeing a few issues there that we're working with our wireless vendor on to help improve. We feel like we have the right number of access points for the number of devices, but there is some issue with roaming, kind of like when you have issues with roaming with a cell phone that sometimes calls get dropped, and so we're looking into that right now.
Why won't Christmas come? Kids these days, always impatient and always breaking things, which is no surprise why the two biggest questions are how durable the Chromebooks are, and why did it take so long for them to come in the first place? To distribute the Chromebooks.
Well, there was a delay because we aren't the only school who are interested in Chromebooks. Across the nation, public school districts are very interested in the Chromebooks, and so while we ordered 500, they ordered 10,000 or 5,000 or 20,000 or 4,000, and they were ordering ones that were Wi-Fi only, and so there was plenty of demand for that. But because we ordered the 3G model, because we wanted students to be able to have wireless access where there wasn't any, those supplies had run low, so we had to wait for the manufacturer to actually make Chromebooks just for Ravenscroft.
What will happen if a student breaks their Chromebook? How durable are they?
The Chromebooks are fairly durable if you take care of them. If you don't treat them with respect, then you're going to run into problems. So if one does break, we have plenty of loaners here. It's up in the library to provide to students. So if one breaks, we give you a loaner and you kind of move along and we send it out for repair. Just some tips to kind of keep it in good condition would be to make sure that you're not squeezing it between books in your book bag. If you have another pouch where you might keep pencils or gym clothes and that sort of thing, put it in that pouch so that it's not squeezed between books, and just be careful about slinging your book bags around and where you leave them, because no matter what the Chromebook's protected with, whether it's your book bag or when the cases come in, if it's on the floor and someone steps on it, it's not going to protect it.
With the addition of the Chromebooks, printing stations like these are going to be found all over campus. Hopefully. There's only 2 right now. So we wonder, are there going to be more? And what will happen to the other computers that are not Chromebooks?
Well, the other school computers, especially our labs, will stay in place. But our goal is to ultimately upgrade our current labs to have Macs in them that dual boot between Mac and Windows, so that we can have digital media labs, so that kids can actually do high-end audio and video work that isn't as easily done on the Chromebook. So classes could arrange to use those labs then. Some of the other computers that are around in some of the classrooms, like the English classrooms, ultimately will come out of those rooms because every student has a device now.
And will more printing stations be made in the future?
So right now we have 2 in the upper school that were installed last week, and we're in the process of getting those set up for you. But ultimately the goal, at least for me, is to kind of get rid of printing. We waste a lot of paper here at Ravenscroft. On average, across the entire campus, we print about 900,000 pages a year. And that doesn't include what comes out of our copiers. So just printers alone is about 900,000 pages. So from a sustainability issue, that's a lot of paper and a lot of trees. So with Google Docs, the hope is ultimately that if you have a paper and you need to turn it in, you turn it in Google Docs and not print it out.
We hope this interview has helped you learn more about the Chromebooks. And here is a final piece of advice from Mr. Ramsden. Sarah Miller, Nevarmore Online.
I think the most important thing is don't be afraid to ask questions as students. Make sure that if you do have questions, you can email google@ravenscroft.org. If you're having problems with your Chromebook, you can email helpdesk at ravenscroft.org. We're always available here in the library, so stop by, don't be afraid, and ask questions. So it's a partnership between us and you.